Saturdays. Star Wars Saturdays is an ongoing living campaign that I've been running for a year and a half now for the Gauntlet community. The Gauntlet community is a worldwide group of fans and aficionados of indie and small press and OSR tabletop role-playing games. And we get together online to play these games together, commiserate, have fun, pretend that we're people in Star Wars, which is exactly what we do here. Every Saturday, I run a game set in the Star Wars universe, but every month it's a new system and often brand new players. We do have some characters that return from time to time. I think of it as an anthology. We do keep track of all of the characters that have, well, loosely keep track. It's been a year and a half, but we do have recurring characters, recurring themes, and the like. Often it is what a player brings to it, but occasionally I'll make allusions to it. I try my best to make it welcoming and open to new players as everybody comes in, not assuming that anyone has watched all these hours and hours of games we played together, because that's not fair. People have lives. This month, which is September 2019, we are playing a reskin. So that's where I take a game that's not really built for Star Wars and do a light reskinning of it to try to make it fit. I've chosen Monster of the Week. It's one of my favorite Powered by the Apocalypse games from Michael Sands. The second edition is on sale from distributed by Evil Hat, and I quite like the second edition. Now, in Monster of the Week, that is supposed to be like modern day Buffy, Hellboy, Supernatural, where you're hunting a monster. Stranger Things, you could definitely do that. With Monster of the Week, it's pretty violent, and it also has a lot of magic. In fact, a basic move, meaning everybody can do it, is use magic. That doesn't exactly fit in Star Wars. So I've taken off one of the basic moves called Big Magic, and I've taken the use magic, and in the first iteration of this, I called it use the force, and then I thought, wait, do I really want bounty hunters all running around like doing force powers? And I said, we're currently running in the Return of the Jedi timeline, meaning that the events of Return of the Jedi are happening within the galaxy. Do I really want that? No. So James Mullen of Groundhog Games was talking with me about it, and he said, why not use technology? Just rename the moves use magic as you use technology. I looked at the options, and I said, that I want to give that a shot. So that's the one thing that we're doing, is use magic is now use technology. It to me is an excuse to whip out some cool device that will do the thing that you need it to do. So feel free to be creative. I'm going to do my best to be flexible with that move to make sure that you guys don't feel like you've been shorted. I have also renamed a few moves, but all the options are the same. So instead of kick some ass, it's kick some shebs, because that's a Star Wars expletive. I like those. I'm a nerd who likes Star Wars curse words like poodoo and Sith spit and shebs. It's just carking. It makes my day. I want to say that at work, but I know that people will look askance. And let's see. Other than that, a couple of other things that I have done for anyone that's played Monster of the Week before. Monster of the Week's Tome of Mysteries introduced the idea of luck moves. Now, luck is a statistic that's been part of Monster of the Week for a while. So when you spend luck, what it does is it boosts your roll to a 12 effectively. But when you run out of luck, that's it. Your hunter and Monster of the Week, their doom, quote unquote, their doom comes, right? Things are bad for them. The abyss comes their way. In the Tome of Mysteries, when you spend the luck, you also, something else will happen that kind of seeds into the story, and I really like that. So I went back and found the Hunter playbooks luck moves and added those in. And so there's that. And I'm only starting you guys off with 5 instead of 7, because it's a 4-game series, and 7 luck is really for a long-standing kind of mini series. And then this doesn't necessarily matter, but just so I'm kind of everything above board, all the Hunters playbooks that come with the game didn't make it into my bounty of the week, which is what I'm calling it, game. Luckily, you guys all chose core playbooks. Well, well, hard case isn't exactly in the main book, but it's been around for a while, and there's a second edition version of it. So by Dernies, there we go. So that's all of my preamble. The last bit of preamble is really important. It is ours. Safety tools. So this is a game that, just from a cats or talking about the tone, it's set in Star Wars, but it's a PG-13 Star Wars. Arms will be chopped off. People will be blasted. People may fall to their deaths with Wilhelm screams. Sex will be veiled. If it is a thing that's used on screen, it will be veiled. It's not something we're going to see on screen. And if I curse, I'll be using Star Wars expletives. I don't require it of you because it's a bit to ask of folks. But there's that. And then the other safety tool, which kind of overrides all of that, is the X card. It's very important. Now we're using a roll for your party for rolling dice, and on that there is an X card button. It's a black background button with red letters. Or you can just make an X, or within the StreamYard here, there's a cool little chat that you can do a note there, whatever is the way that you think to, hey, I need to communicate. Because at any point that you become uncomfortable or you start to withdraw from the game because of particular content, I want you to X card that so we can have that conversation. If it's something you don't want to happen on screen, let's just X card, have a quick conversation. I am not going to talk you out of that thing you've X carded. I've had someone try to do that to me. It sucks, and I will never do it to you. So I respect that we're all coming in here to have the best time possible. And if you need to X card it, that's your reasoning. I'm not even going to ask your reason. I will ask what it is that's been X carded, just so I can know. And then in accordance with the X card, we'll excise it from our play. We've got 4 amazingly creative individuals here. We'll find our way around that particular thing that has been challenged, and we'll find some other thing. As an example, my friend Lowell X-carded the use of teeth as a medium of exchange because he has a thing about teeth. So that's okay. See, that's how easy it can be. We ended up using fingernails instead, and he thought that was fine. I thought it was way grosser, but not X-cardable. Right? But that's the thing. Like, you'll come up with something really cool. It's those challenges, those limitations that force us to be even more creative. So I love the X card because it allows you guys to know there's an out to make sure that we are comfortable, and that's important. So with all of that preamble, I'll just introduce myself. I'm Rich. I use he, him pronouns. And I'd like to go around and have each of you guys introduce yourself and then introduce your hunter. And then once we have that, we're going to circle back around because all the hunters will have relationships to each other. You are an established group. You're not meeting at a space tavern or cantina for the first time to look off a job board. You've got a ship. You've been doing this for a little while. I am going to lead off with Rob. Please introduce yourself, Rob, and tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Rob. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Johanna Moldor, the expert playbook. She, if we were on screen, she'd be played by Hannah John Kamen, who you might recognize as the ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp. And she's a former ISB agent who was basically drummed out of the service after she failed to apprehend a rebel cell. There are rumors that she allowed the rebel cell to escape because she had some sort of connection to members within it, but she hasn't said anything one way or the other on that matter. I think that's it. That's me.
Oh man, that is great, and I am super curious why she let them get away. So we will have to see that into stories. I want to know. Cool. So, there's a question from Sabine. We'll deal with that in just a minute. I think the questions were the relationship questions, right? Is that what that was? Yeah. If you check underneath the Oh, where is it? Dang it. History on row 31. The questions are there as a pop-up, so you'll still have access to those. And I can re-add the docx if it's easier to read. But those questions are there. You can expand that window once you have the pop-up note. John, good morning. If you could introduce yourself, pronouns, and talk about your character, I'd appreciate it.
Good morning. I'm John. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Squaz Batiki, a Jawa crooked. So being a Jawa, I don't really know if they have a gender, so I'm going to stick with agendered for it. And Squaz was basically just like any other Jawa until they got picked up. They were nabbed by a Hutt who bought him. They thought he was a monkey lizard or something. They wanted him as pet. But luckily, Hutts aren't always that smart, and some of them can't tell a mango fruit from a thermo grenade. So he was able to get away from that and just kind of pick up some skills with pickpocketing, and he was introduced to a world that he never saw, and there's a whole lot of better scrap out in the universe than what he was used to, so he's picking up as much of it as he can.
I love the idea of a foolish Hutt going, this Kowakian monkey lizard is a little larger than I expected. Oh, that's great. I love it. That is awesome. How long has Squaz been out in the universe?
I would for a while now, like I would say at least 3 to 5 years.
Okay, cool. 3 to 5 years. Now, is he from Tatooine originally or from some other desert bound planet?
Tatooine's fine.
Okay, cool. Has he ever taken the chance to travel back, or is it a thing he's avoiding?
I think he's just not interested, there you're on a ship with a bunch of other Jawas and you have to share all your stuff.
It's true. Those sand crawlers are pretty cramped.
Yeah.
I love it. That is fantastic. Sabine, welcome. Please introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. Today I'm going to play CG5713, also known as Quake. He uses he, him pronouns. Quake is a clone, back from the Clone Wars, where things got really bad for him because he received the Order 66, killed his Jedi, and then kind of something broke and he ran away and had the chip that was related to the Order 66 removed, or did it himself with a big knife, maybe? Who knows? He's been out in the universe ever since, mostly doing odd jobs. For a while, he was doing stuff with the Jedi and some companions, even brokered some peace. He didn't really believe that would work, but it did. And now he has separated ways. The Jedi has gone his own way because of mysticism and the Force and stuff like that. And now he's back on his own, and I think he's trying to do better, but then stuff happened, and now he's fallen in with these bounty hunters. See what that is about.
Love it. Love seeing our hard case version of Quake coming back. Really excited about that. So now let's circle back around because you guys have some history. So we'll have Rob, if you want to lead off the history. Like I said just a second ago, there's a pop-up there. If you need, I can grab it out of the playbook for you and copy and paste it into a comment if that is more helpful. Just let me know.
I do one for everybody, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So first of all, Squaz, I think where's the history on? Yeah, so Squaz once helped me get a singular item that is now part of my haven. I tell them what it was. It was an ancient Mandalorian darksaber, non-functional, but can be repaired with the proper the proper requirements. So that's it's hanging on my wall somewhere right now.
That is amazing. Wow. Oh man, dark sabers are so cool. Good call. I love it. So, who else did you want to? What's the next piece you want to do?
And let's just see. I think I saved Quake's life in a tight spot. It says for me to tell them what happened, but I would like to hear Quake tell me what happened instead, if that's okay.
Okay, so I guess maybe we were at some planet and there were these big... Oh, right, there were these wild nerfs. Wild nerfs aren't really that harmless, actually. And I think Quake was standing in the way of a stampede or something like that. And he thought, well, hey, nerfs, they will walk around me. But you knew how that first they wouldn't. And second, he also knew that the mating cry of some kind of monstrous hawk would divert the herd instead, and you managed to put that up on some sort of loudspeaker, and then the herd ran around Quake, and he was like, oh my god, these things, they have all these horns, and these horns are pretty big, and those hooves. Maybe standing in their way wasn't a good idea. Yeah, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's great.
So you are kind of a nerf herder. That's amazing.
Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that.
That's great. Cool. You got one more to assign. No, you don't, because there are only 3 players. Sorry. John, you're up next.
Okay, so looking at my history here, I think I like that. Let's go with Johanna worked with me on something semi-legal or illegal job. So I want to say that I was part of like Johanna needed some information about something because they were the former ISB agent, right? So Johanna needed information, and I helped them out with trying to find one of the other criminals in whatever planet we're starting on. And how about Quake knows about my criminal past? I tried to lift something from him and he caught me.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I really think he would have picked you up and asked you if you were serious about that and if you really had considered your life choices here.
Oh, that's so quick. I love it.
Yeah, maybe he's sticking around with you just to make sure you don't get in trouble.
Sure. So, yeah. Actually, then Quake was there when I decided to give up my criminal life because it was a very difficult decision that Quake presented me with.
Yeah. Don't do crime. Do something that's at least semi-legal, or somebody will pick you up and murder you, probably. Sooner or later.
Murder's bad, so I can go with that.
Oh, that's great. I really am happy with that. Fantastic. So, Sabine, let's work through Quake's history.
Yeah. I have you respect their brains, someone with that many ideas, you want them on your side. And I think that goes for Johanna because she's an expert and she knows stuff and she seems pretty clever. And yeah, so that's okay with you, Rob?
Hey, Rob, did you hear the Quakes
What?
throwing a history your way?
Sorry, yeah, I nodded.
Oh, okay, cool.
Cool.
I thought you were mid-type. Like sometimes I know when I type, so just double checking.
Okay, and then I have you would have died this one time, but they patched you up in time to keep you alive, and that would have to go to Squaws. I think, yeah. Squaws, do you want to tell me how that happened?
One time I almost died.
No, I almost died. You patched me up.
You almost died.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm the hard case. I get into the way of trouble. So.
Yeah. Yeah. There was. You were in a Black Sun Syndicate den. And got into a bit of trouble, and I was able to hotwire a speeder and get us out of there.
Okay, cool. Nice.
I just want to insert a little bit of, like, if you guys don't mind, the Black Sun Syndicate den, you had to deal with a Trandoshan. There was a particular enforcer who was a Trandoshan, and his name was Morg. It was Pandit Morg. So I'll add that to the NPCs and places, that particular name, so you guys don't have to scribble that down. I'll add it for you. But yeah, just to add that in, that would be fun for me. Good. Cool. That takes care of our history. There is, let's see, is there a starter session? I don't think there's a starter session. I'd rather look than screw up. I know there's an end of session. There is not a starter session unless someone has a particular move on their playbook. I don't think anyone does. Might be for the expert. Let's double check real quickly.
I don't.
Dark Path. Okay, so Dark Past isn't a starter thing. It's just whenever. Okay, cool. So you guys, you have a ship. It is an Exeter class, EXETER. In the NPCs and places, I've dropped in a picture of it. She's an older ship. Has been in service since Clone Wars time. I also dropped in deck plans just so you have an idea, although the deck plans probably, those are original deck plans. They probably don't look quite that nice anymore. And you guys will have to name it at some point, but I'm not going to hold up the game any longer for that. So it's on you, friends, to name that lovely ship. So 2 standard weeks ago, you were hired by Ombudsman Ja Freely, a human, a powerful and influential politician in the Galactic Trade Federation. His daughter, Karna Freely, she had been kidnapped by parties unknown, and threats were made that unless Ombudsman Freely voted against an increase in taxation on trade routes on the poorer outer rim, that his daughter would end up as space debris. He was unsure who to trust because many of the Federation members would also lose profit if this bill was passed. Freely hired a crew of bounty hunters unassociated with the Federation. That would be you guys. Now, he revealed to you that to help ensure her security, when Karna was born, she was fitted with a small microchip at birth. He has supplied you with its access code. I'm sure that probably is totally cool with you, Quake. But yeah, that's a thing he reveals to you, that Karna was fitted with a small microchip at birth. He has given you the access code. If she's being held anywhere that has life detectors nearby, if you hack into the system, it should allow you to find her. And so with that information, you guys have been searching for her for the last couple of weeks. We will say that that Squaws, you heard that Jabba the Hutt was recently murdered. And it's not necessarily as directly involved, just to give you guys a kind of a time sense that there was a HoloNet report, and they almost never talk about anything happening on Tatooine. But sure enough, they're going to mention when Jabba the Hutt it was found dead, and his sail barge crashed near a Sarlacc pit. So that is a thing that has happened. After checking in with several contacts, you guys were pointed to the energy crystal mines that exist on a very, very tiny planet in the Outer Rim called Dodz, D-O-D-Z. I dropped that into our chat here on the StreamYard, so hopefully you guys saw that. It was a little bit ago. And so you have been on Dodz for a brief period of time while searching through the mining complex. You have been unable to find the life signal or the key code of the Ombudsman's daughter. And again, I'll put that in chat, of Karna. And so I'm going to ask Squaz, how is it that you guys found out about the rumor that Karna Freely was here on Dodz, the crystal mining planet? Did you do that through some of your connections, or did you trade for it, like purchase that information? How did you guys find out that she's somewhere on Dodz?
It was traded for the information at a what is it, a Corellian cantina.
At a Corellian cantina, that's awesome. Yeah, so there was an info broker who fed you that information. We're going to call that person Sealed, and I'll put them in the character keeper as an info broker that you utilized. A Corellian. Cool. So that is all of our setup to you guys, the three of you, currently inside one of the crystal mines. And we pick up with Johanna as you're checking your sensor with the tracking information. You are unable to find Karna anywhere within the crystal mines. What do you do?
Are there people around?
Actually, as you are checking over your little unit, you see a few of the miners come in. They're carrying basically, one has like a vibro axe, kind of pickaxe, not an axe, but like a vibro pickaxe. Another one has this type of pulse drill that he used, and there are three of them that are coming in, and looks like they work here. They're coming down the shaft where you guys have ended up.
Can I actually, now I'm thinking about it, could I maybe use my expert move, or basically my knowledge to figure out is if maybe there's something in the rocks that could be interfering with the tracker,
Ooh, cool. So you want to use Dark Past to try to trawl through your memories for something relevant to the case?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, why don't you do that?
Okay, so it's weird.
Yeah, that was tech. So sorry about that. I did not. I just caught that when.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9 with Dark Past, you get to ask one question.
What hidden lore or tech did I know that could help here?
Ooh, nice. Okay. So you were specifically asking about the mine itself or the tracking device that's been used on Karna?
Mm-hmm.
Which of those two were you I want to make sure that the answer is pertinent to where you were angling your question.
It was basically like anything that could possibly stop the tracker from being picked up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the tracker itself, there are a couple of things that you realize. The tracker is high tech. However, an expert of your caliber, you could mimic that signal as long as you were aware of it. However, the signal itself would be difficult to muffle. So it would. There are not many materials that exist that can dampen that signal. However, you can also replicate the signal. That's what you realize. So if the person's here, you should be able to pick that up. There are particular force fields, and there are a couple of very, very hardened materials that can be developed to dampen that signal. Yes, and then, of course, physically removing the chip is a possibility. That would be pretty difficult surgery, but an expert like you could totally pull a microchip out for anybody. Does that make sense? Does that feel like a good answer for your role?
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how I could. We have what other leads do we have?
This was the hottest lead that you guys had. And as you are thinking through this information, the miner who has the pulse drill says, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here." He is a near human who has had like some kind of weird metallic jaw implanted. Maybe he lost his jaw originally, and so he's got a cybernetic jaw, so his voice has this metallic rasp. He goes, "You guys aren't supposed to be here." And the one with the vibro pickaxe says, "Yeah, 1,000 credits. We're going to kick you guys out."
I will stand up, stretch myself a little, and say, "Look, guys, we can totally do this, but might be another way, I guess. We could talk to you, invite you to, I don't know what you drink here, but it's probably very lovely, I guess. And then we just have a talk. We tell you what we're doing, and you tell us maybe something we want to know."
Ooh,
sound good?
nice.
Or do you really want to get in a fight with me?
Nice. I think you're being kind of a scary person here, are you not? I think you're trying to manipulate these guys.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that, but
I know.
I'm trying to.
That's true.
Yeah.
Remember, it's XP on a fail, so
Yeah.
however this goes, it's good for us.
There's a help or interfere move, isn't there?
There is, absolutely. So the help move is you roll plus cool. I'm actually looking, did I not copy it? Yes, help out on row 28 of the basic moves. You roll plus cool, and you can grant a +1 to their roll
So yeah, I'm basically just going to back up what he said. Yes, you should really listen to my friend here. He's quite unpleasant when he's angry.
True.
Nice. All right, let's hit. Oh, you guys have the mutually driven mink roll for your party?
Mhm.
Good. Oh, were you waiting for one person to roll before the other or something? Rob, go
Yeah,
ahead and roll 2d6
I
plus cool.
thought I'd wait to see how the help goes and then roll.
Yeah,
I'm trying,
totally
I'm trying
makes
to get the roll for your party up.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Okay. 2d6. Come on. This is why I don't normally use roll for your party.
Okay, if you want to use regular dice or another die roller, that's cool. if you're
I've
having
got
fun.
it. I've got it now.
Okay, awesome.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I have a friend. She has never been able to get Roll for Your Party to work on her computer. She's tried 3 browsers and even her
Wow.
phone, and she's never gotten it to work. So she just rolls actual dice. So totally no problem if you have issues. Looks like you've rolled an 8 plus you're cool. That will be a success because your cool's only a -1, so that's a 7. You get a +1 on your roll for Quake. Quake, why don't you
Cool.
go ahead and make that charm roll?
Yeah, let's see. how
You're
that
rolling
goes.
flat. Oh, looks like a 7.
Yeah, that was really helpful.
Save your bacon. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. So on for a normal person, on a 7 to 9, they'll do it. And what you're trying to do is get them to try to de-escalate.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So the guy with the pulse drill, he's a little hesitant. He looks over at his buddies, and you immediately sense like they had some other kind of plan going on here. And the guy with a vibro pickaxe, he says, "Yeah, we really need that money. Like, we're supposed to kick you guys out."
Well, I mean, let me say that I'll make you a deal, okay? You tell us who pays you that money, and we go out after we finished our drinks, okay? You can totally say that you intimidated us so badly.
Guy with the pulse drill, he nods a little bit. And Squaws, you hear a little bit of movement coming around. Rich has to remember the borders of the camera. My hand started way back here, and it did. That's a thing. No mental note for Rich. Coming around, there are some people moving quickly and quietly into this particular cavern where you guys are. Just as so we have kind of the same shared mental space. This is a crystal mining cavern. It has been partially mined. So there are sections of the mine itself. Imagine that it's kind of a rounded area that's been hollowed out over many, many years of the small bits of water deposits that have happened here. There are crystal stalactites and stalagmites that are very bright and kind of a pink hue. And then there are small work lights that are set here so people can see to work. And the light kind of shines through these crystals like a prism. So there are lots of across kind of a pink glow throughout this place. And you hear some individual squaws, because you're not directly engaged like your 2 compatriots are. Some people are coming towards you, but they're not walking normally, but they're not running. They're moving stealthily. And so the guy with the pulse drill, he says, "Well, there was this the lizard guys, Trandoshans. He wanted us to hurt you guys real bad.
Okay.
And then he's shot.
Oh no!
He's shot in the back.
Oh no!
And he falls to the ground like a smoking hole in his back, and his eyes wide as he drops his pulse drill. And you guys see a number of light-skinned near humans. You, as a hard case, Quake, you would recognize these folks as Echani. They are, as a culture, very violent and often will join mercenary guilds, and they are not really going to stop and have a conversation with you, as they look like they're going to shoot all of you. Squads, you get an action because you saw them coming. So what is it that you'd like to do?
Guess I should have told Hardcase about that a minute ago. But let's see. How close are we to our ship? Did we walk away from the ship, or?
You are you're quite a ways from your ship. You are about a half a mile from your ship, down a long series of winding shafts.
Okay. I guess since they already shot the guy, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just try and run for cover or something.
Okay. Cool.
Quick!
Sweet. So you could run for cover, no problem at all. The most obvious cover are the stalagmites that are here, but there are also some rock formations as well if you don't want to hide behind the crystals. As an expert, sorry, I'm still memorizing names. Johanna. As an expert, you realize that these crystals are they conduct light. So if someone were to hit them with a blaster, they would not explode with some kind of concussive force as much as explode as a bright force that could temporarily blind people. That is a danger that you should be aware of as an expert. Cool. So Squaz calls out an alarm after the shot. You guys see that there are 4 Echani who are armored and have blaster carbines. They actually are... They're part of a team, a merc team. That much you can tell from the generally, they all bought their armor at the same place, but they've all modified their armors to look slightly individual or different. Think of the X-Men, how you can tell they're all part of the same team, but they have to individualize their armor so they stand out a little bit. That's the Echani. So they... Now, after shooting the guy who was ratting them out, are going to be shooting at you guys. I will ask our hard case, Quake, what do you do?
Yeah, I want to make them shoot mostly at me because Cross is tiny and we will need Johanna's brains. And so I will draw out my blaster with oh my god, this is happening again. I'm too old for this kind of shit of this card. And I will look at these guys and shake my head and say, oh, you had to do that, right? And then I will draw my blaster and just roll I think I just roll my move. That's
kick some sheds. Oh, you want to be unstoppable, or do you want to come get some?
Get some.
Yeah. Sweet.
I want to see my first of all, I want to draw the fire so the others can do some stuff. All right. So I roll my thing and I've got an 11, so it should work.
On a 10 plus, they all go for you. Yeah. All 4 of the Echani mercs will be going for you. Yeah. So you will now take, it would be 3 harm coming your way, but because you have 1 armor, you only eat 2 of that harm. There is no harm move here. So you get shot a few times as you declare. What does it look like when you do the come get some, Quake?
Yeah, well, I'm just standing there and drawing their attention by just standing there and drawing my gun, almost slowly, oh god, I have to fight these guys now. And I think that will draw their attention because at first I'm not even looking very worried about them. I mean, I will start to move away and get some cover behind me in the moment when I'm sure I have their attention.
Sweet.
So I take a little hit, but my trusty armor will eat most of that.
All right.
I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. They have a couple of them have like this kind of neck protector type thing, and then a breather that comes over their face, and you overhear them chittering to each other in their own language. But this is Star Wars, so do you understand? Most people understand Ichani, but maybe you can't speak it. But one of them says, "Another one?" When you start firing, and the other one says, "I don't know. I thought they all died." Cool. So I'm curious, Johanna, after you see that they are focusing on your clone warrior friend, what are you doing?
Johanna's drawn her pistol, which I think is probably one of the sort of Luger-like blasters that they have in Star Wars. She's not she's not attacking yet. She's scoping at what's going on. So, she's noticing the crystals and, just trying to see where she can get a tactical advantage. So.
Okay, cool. So you want to read a bad situation then?
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and roll plus sharp. You gonna roll regular dice? Okay. All right, no worries. What'd you get?
So that's a 7 on the dice, and I'm adding my smarts. Sharp.
Yep, you're sharp.
So it's 9.
Looks like a 9. Okay, on a 9, you get to hold 1. You can ask a question at any point.
Okay. So let me just see. What's most vulnerable to me?
Oh, well, because these Ichani are focused specifically on Quake, they are a little vulnerable to a counterattack from you. The miners have kind of lost their gusto for let's rough up these folks for some credits because their buddy just got shot in the back by people maybe they didn't know about. So they're very vulnerable to you. That's the vulnerable things that you pick out.
Yep. So yeah, I'm just gonna start shooting the ones that aren't paying attention.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and have you, if I remember correctly, you get +1 ongoing while the information is relevant. So you can go ahead and kick some shebs if you would like. Mm-hmm. And then Squaz, what are you doing?
It's 11 on the dice.
Oh, nice.
+1 for the reading the situation, and then +1 for my tough. So,
wow,
15.
That is carking amazing. Cool. So technically, by the rules of Monster of the Week, the advanced options only come when you unlock that as an expansion. So you get the 10+. So you get to swap harm. However, because of Quake, that harm is going Quake's move. That harm will go to Quake, but you get to choose 1 extra effect. So you're doing your harm plus 1 extra effect from those options.
I inflict terrible harm. Oof. And I suffer less harm.
Cool. Okay. Well, that means they're not hurting Quake as much because they wouldn't be hurting you at all. Quake saved your bacon by putting his bacon in the fire. Good. So you do terrible harm, which means you take out 1 of the Ichani. Now, as an expert, you know that the Ichani are a matriarchal species, and 1 member of this 4-person team is the female. Do you shoot the female and kill her?
Yes.
Or one of them? All right. Nice. What does it look like when you take out the female member of the Sachani Merc team? Where do you hit her? I'm kind of curious.
Just shoot her in the head.
Sweet. So boom, man, she drops. She should have been wearing a helmet. If only. She drops to the ground. One of the other Achani looks over, just shocked by this. And he may be losing his nerve to fight at this moment. Or perhaps he's just going to freak out and go frenzied. Squaws, you just saw Johanna take out the female member of this little merc team. What are you doing?
Were we all aware of the crystal thing, or was that only Johanna that knew about the crystals?
I'll leave it up to you. Johanna definitely knows. If you think that your character would be aware of the dangers of crystals flashing, I'm okay with that too.
Probably not. So since I see they're kind of focused on Quake, then Squaz is just going to kind of spray and pray.
You're just like reaching around from cover and shooting. That's awesome. Kick some shebs. Roll plus tough. You, friend, are not very tough. This is amazing. I'm very excited by this.
That is a 7, and my tough is, I think, a -1. Yes,
Yeah.
That's a 6.
Okay, so the good news is, Squaz, you get an experience point. Bully for you.
Can I get a help or interfere?
I think you were busy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the bad news is that you fire at them, and you do. I don't know if you've seen Pulp Fiction, but like the thing where it like fires around someone. You fire a couple of shots between two of them as you spray and pray, and you hit one of the crystals. It explodes, and you were concentrating on where you were firing, and it blinds you for a bit. Luckily for you, one of the other mercs is also slightly blinded by this, but the others are aware of your presence. They're still trying to take out this clone before they deal with the Chawa. In fact, one of them says, "Chinking Jawa." You are blinded by the light. You have -1 ongoing until you take a moment to deal with that. Quake, they are pressing against you, and you just saw this bright flash of light. That happened. You hear one groan. One of the members is dead. The other two, they have moved, and one looks like he's taking an aim towards a crystal that's near you, while the other one is aiming at you. What do you do?
Oh, good question. I mean, I could just hit them, I guess. Because property damage is not really helpful. I think I'll just try there's this guy who wants to hit the crystal, and this other guy who wants to hit me.
Yes.
And the third guy probably just also wants to hit me, I guess.
The third guy is actually, he caught he's rubbing at his eyes.
Right. Then I can ignore that guy. I don't really want to be blinded. Being blinded is not a good idea. It's not a good look. So I'd rather be shot than blinded. So I'll shoot the guy or go at the guy.
All right. Kick some shebs.
Yeah. Let's see how that goes. Oh, yeah. 10. Goes pretty well.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly a 10. So you deal your harm, plus you get one extra option there.
I think if I do terrible harm, I'm shooting him, right?
Yes, if you do terrible harm, then that will kill one of the merc members, even though they have armor. That's enough to take them out.
I guess I'm just taking him out.
Okay, cool. So is this a thing where you just snap off a shot, or have you taken cover? No, you were to come get some, so you're just like being
I'm just I have a bit cover, maybe behind some table or something, but it's not. I mean, I have to stay out for them to concentrate on me. So I'm taking that one out, but I need one of them alive. Damn it. Oh, well. We'll see how that goes.
You guys are just so deadly.
Or maybe I'm just calling it out. I need one of them alive, but not that one. blam.
Nice teaming. Nice teamwork. Awesome. So the other one is the one who was taking aim at the light is not the one you shot. You shot the one that's trying to shoot you, right?
No, I tried to shoot the one who was
Okay,
going
cool.
for a light
So you
because I
take
don't
out
want
the
to be
one.
blind.
Okay, cool. So you take that one out. He falls. You kind of hit him in the neck, so in an area that wasn't protected, and he dies because you did terrible harm. And the other one shoots you, so you will take 3 more harm. Your armor takes it down to 2, so you're now up to 4 harm. 4 harm is when things start to get a little scary for you. 4 to 7 harm wounds are serious and unstable. They'll get worse unless treated. Where is it that this Achani merc hits you, Quake? Like, where on your body do you think you'd take the hit?
I think it's on the side because there is a weak spot in the armor. And I've been hit there for a lot of times, and this one I think gets through. Again.
So cheek in your armor, that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, well,
Cool.
it's my armor, right?
It is. Sweet. So at this kind of the start next set of actions, we have 1 merc that is fine, 1 merc that is blinded, 2 mercs that are dead. The merc that is blinded hisses out in his little Achani language something that is to the order of, just drop it and go, let's go. And he takes off and is kind of running blindly towards the exit. And the one who shot you, Quake, he reaches into his pack. He pulls out what you recognize, Quake, and also Johanna, you would recognize being an expert, as an explosive, like a detonator, and he taps a button. So what do you do?
I want to. Is there? Can I figure out what, something I know about that type of explosive that would be?
You bet. So it appears to be a like a Star Warsian plunger for some type of detonation device used in mining. And this guy just dropped it, so chances are he's not trying to kill himself. So this probably has some kind of timer on it.
Okay, I just look at him and say, "You should have listened to your friend and shoot him."
Kick some chefs. And he is still kind of vulnerable to you. The situation hasn't changed, so go ahead and take your +1.
Okay, that's another 11.
Wow. All right, so you deal your damage, and if I remember correctly, you have a blaster pistol.
Yep. So it does 2 harm normally.
Okay.
I'm doing terrible harm, and I'm taking 1 less.
Okay. All right. So, you get one. You get one option. So you want to inflict terrible harm or suffer less?
Okay. I will inflict terrible harm.
Okay. That will take him down, but not out. So he gets hit and falls back, and we have the blinded guy who is running out. Squaz, what are you doing? As you see, there's only one Achani merc who's left, and he is trying to escape.
We need the one alive, so I am going to. You said that one's down but not out, and the other one's running away?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna run after him and try and wing him if I can.
Okay. Cool. So if you're trying to take him out but not kill him, I think that's acting under pressure to pull that off. So let's have you do that. Roll plus cool.
Plus cool. Okay. Oh, good. That's better. It's only a 0. A 7 again. So
Nice. Okay. So on a 7 to 9, I'll give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. So here's the thing. You can move into a position to wing him, but if you want to do so, you will be standing right near the one of the explosion points within this cavern. Or you can let him go. But if you wing him, he will go down and he's not going to be able to fight against you guys anymore.
I'm gonna move into the explosion point. I figured that'd be
All right, awesome. So just a reminder, because not everybody, remembers this sometimes in the middle of a thing. At any point for any die roll, you can spend a luck, and that automatically takes whatever failure or mixed success and pushes it as if it were a 12 plus on the roll. So just as a gentle reminder, you have 5 luck. Once you run out of luck, your doom comes. It may not kill your character, but chances are that you'll be exiting the game shortly, and probably do. You move into the area as the explosion begins. It is a low white plasma that bursts out, and then all the crystals start to explode around you. You will take 4 harm, but you have winged this guy. And do you have any armor? If I remember correctly, you might have an armor.
I do have an armor.
You are lucky. That's only 3 harm to you. 0 to 3 harm. Those only have minor short-term effects. So it's kind of this is incredibly uncomfortable and hot, but you might just have a few burns that look cool.
I got a boom!
Quake, this cavern is blowing up. We have one passed out Ichani and one winged Ichani who's just falling to the ground, blinded, and trying to crawl away, screaming, "We're all going to die!" What do you do, Quake?
I'm kind of afraid that he's right. We should leave this cavern as quickly as possible, and I will not voice it like that. I will shout, "Let's get out of here," and then I will run to the exit, grab that guy who's on the floor, and drag him with me to get out of here.
Awesome. Cool.
I'm gonna run by and grab grab Squaws as well.
Nice. Why don't you protect someone, Johanna? Excuse me, when you prevent harm to another character, roll plus tough.
Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna spend a luck.
Good call. All right, so on a 10 plus, you get to choose an extra out of this. You've protected them. Do you want to suffer little harm, impending danger focused on you, inflict harm on the enemy, or you hold the enemy back? The enemy is this explosion. So hold the enemy back means that you are running fast enough to where neither of you guys are hurt. It might be the option you want to take, but it's up to you.
I'll go with that.
Okay, cool. So Johanna grabs Squaz and takes off like a shot, showing some former Imperial training, maybe in all those times that they made you run. Quake, did you snag up one of the others as well?
Yeah, I want to grab one.
Awesome. So you guys come around the corner, and as you do, there's a wall of this blue-white plasma fire rolling up the shaft behind you. Tunnels within the tunnel, all the crystals are kind of firing. So there are all these bright flashes behind you guys as the three of you and carrying one other. Oh, wait, did one guy get left behind? I think so, right?
Yeah, I just grabbed one because
Did you grab the blinded one that was trying to escape, or the one that got shot and knocked out?
The one who was on my way out.
Okay, cool. The blinded one. Awesome. So, as you guys are running up the tunnel, heat detectors along the tunnel have triggered, and ahead of you, you see a set of heavy blast doors. They're beginning to seal shut. I will need the 2 who are actually running to act. Act under pressure? Crap. I'm sorry. They are all named slightly there. To act under pressure at line 22. Roll plus cool. I see a sad face.
That's a 5.
I've got a 7.
Okay, awesome. So,
Barely.
yep. On a 7 to 9, the keeper's going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or price to pay. So, Quake, with your mixed success, you can drop this guy and run faster, or you can kind of suck it up, get hurt, but both of you guys will make it on the other side of the blast doors.
I am going to suck it up. And get
Nice.
hurt. Because I've got this other move that I'm really dying to use anyway, so.
What is this other move that you have?
The unstoppable move.
Oh, nice. You're about to suffer 5 harm.
I'm going to spend a luck.
Okay.
Use it to 0, and then I'm going to use the unstoppable move to reduce all the other harm I took to 0. So.
Nice. That is awesome. So also you have a luck move. When you spend a luck, an enemy from your past comes back to life. Johanna, you spent a luck earlier. So when you spend a luck, you'll discover something happening now is related to something you were involved in, maybe directly, maybe someone else is dabbling in the same area. Yeah, so I'll have to keep those two things in mind. I definitely have an idea for what's happening to Quake. I'll be putting a think on Johanna's as well. Johanna, you rolled a 5. That's not good at all. Those doors are closing. Squaws, you're being carried, and see that this is not going to go well at all. And I'll just tell you, statistically, you can only give a +1 in these rules, so rolling to help out isn't going to help you. You could do a different action, though. That might be a good idea. What do you want to do?
Is there like a control for the door?
Of course there is.
I don't know if I'm gonna kind of shoot. We're in kind of a time crunch because there's going to be an explosion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to shoot the door to see if I can stop it from closing. Shoot the controls.
Okay. Nice.
Solo did it. It'll work for me.
Sounds amazing. Act under pressure. And it's also a thing you have a 0 on, so lucky you.
Yeah. I got a 9.
Nice. On a 9, you're successful. However, those blast doors were there to keep this thing from rolling forward out past some things. So
can I help him?
You can certainly. Or
actually, because I'm the one carrying him.
Except you failed your roll that was you were running and had rolled your 5. So
I mean, I can just try to keep the blast doors open by just holding that for the other guys.
All right, go ahead and help out. Sorry, Rob. I wanted you to be able to help, but you were the one who kind of led the carrying squad's roll and rolled the 5 that necessitates squads having to save your butt, saving his butt.
No, I don't make it. I roll a 5 as well. Sorry.
This is amazing. So, you shoot the doors. Quake, you were reaching to try to pull Squaws and Johanna through, but the doors stop closing. And what you end up doing is yanking them to the other side. And what was this huge explosion is now funneled like a single narrow shaft because the doors had closed quite a bit. And so it's just white hot. And don't forget, if you fail, you get an XP. So this white hot plasma just shoots past you guys. Unfortunately, your prisoner had to get dropped. Like, you had to save them, and he gets burned to a crisp. And so the explosion heads past you guys. Your ears are ringing. You all take 2 more harm from this. So you're not in good shape. and we kind of do a George Lucas scene wipe. But before we pick up with the next scene, we're at our midpoint for the game. So we're going to take our mid-game bio break. It is 37 after the hour. Let's take an 8-minute break. So we'll meet back at 15 till. We'll see you guys in 8 minutes. I read that as back but chewy. Because I'm in a Star Wars mindset. So, Rob, what do you want to name the Exeter? Ship names are hard.
Yeah. I'm just going to look up a generator and pick something. Boom.
There you go. That's what I've done before, and it works out. Sabine's made some cool suggestions in the chat. I've installed on my PC the Xbox Console Companion. It's a program that runs, and you can use it to look at the Xbox Store and see chat from people who are on Xbox. My son plays with my account all the time. So I get little Windows pop-ups of when he gets achievements. So I can almost know what game he's into at the time, because I'll be like, poop, you got a new achievement of this game. I'm like, oh, he's playing the new Plants vs. Zombies 3. It's kind of funny. The achievements are all named amusing ways. Welcome back, Sabine.
Hello again.
Plants vs. Zombies is this squad fighting style game that arose from the mobile game, and this is a third iteration of it. My son is a huge fan of this series, and they're doing an interesting thing for this. So it's called hold on, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. The official release isn't until October 17th, but they've released a digital-only preview of the game like yesterday. And every week, it's like an extended beta test in a way. So every week they're layering in new levels and characters and stuff like that. So he got in on the ground floor. He paid $30, and every achievement, every whatever advancement he gets rolls forward when the game's publicly released on the 17th. It's a neat little idea, because some betas, they wipe everything, all your progress and everything, so he gets to carry it over. He was pretty excited about that. That is the thing I thought I would talk about while our break has ended. So the three of you are very wounded. It has been a crap part of your bounty hunt, and you end up walking back to the surface. And as you reach the end, that's right, you guys are very capable bounty hunters, absolutely. But it's been a crappy day in your hunt. You guys reach the surface. You're able to see the sun, the stars outside. It's Dodds which is a planet so small that it only has half a moon, is the tiny mining planet that you guys are at on the outer rim. And I'm curious, Squaw, since you have the driver move, how did you guys travel from the starport through the crystal maze? Because there are some crystals that are up here on the surface. They're just not as desired. Through the crystal maze to reach this particular mine, did you guys take like a speeder, or what did you take?
Yeah, it was like a industrial equivalent of a speeder.
Okay. Is that your speeder?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I guess was at this point.
Well, no, it didn't get blown up. Like, it's parked far enough away. Yeah, I'm not trying to slag your speeder. I'm not doing that. I just want to know how you guys got here. It's pertinent. Rob dropped from the cast, so we'll wait for him to rejoin.
So think of like the mule from Firefly movie.
Oh, nice. Yeah, totally get you. Yeah. That was. Oof. I remember the Serenity movie when they were like, we're getting chased by reavers, and this is a terrifying, horrible thing. Ooh.
I guess we should really take care of Squaws a bit, because they don't look so well at all.
Yeah, they don't look good at all.
Oh, I guess we can just use a stim pack to tide them over until we're at our ship and can do something more permanent for them.
Sure. If you want to say, as you guys come up towards the surface, that you have given him a stim pack, that is A-okay with me. Any further healing, you'll need to get to your experts. I don't know if Johanna has back to tank or what, but you guys will have some way to do further healing. Unfortunately, there's a slight problem that we'll talk about when Rob rejoins. We'll give him a minute. Otherwise, I'll jump in if he's not able to get back into the system, if he has tech issues. Hopefully you guys saw the Exeter pictures that I put up in the NPCs and places. It starts at okay, good. Column E. It's a pretty cool little old looking ship. Big. It's a 4-level ship overall, but there are really 2 habitable levels on there.
Looking at the chat, is that like names you guys were looking at? The Sandfly, the Mingle Ranker.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any that you like or prefer?
Like I said, my suggestion was the War Hornet, but
oh, that was yours? Oh, I like that one too.
Sandfly sounds cool. Sand Skull. Any of them work. I don't know.
Ship news.
Or maybe we can just
anything but like, what the hell's an aluminum falcon?
I remember back in the day when all we had was D6 Star Wars. My friend had an NPC Rhodian ship that was called the Unta Gunta, the Going Somewhere. Thought that was cute. It was a clever little, let's use this Star Wars bit. The Gunta Solo? So he just named it the Unta Gunta.
I think we could go with Hornet, just Hornet, instead of War Hornet. We're not soldiers or anything, but Hornet is fine.
Hey, Rob. Welcome back.
Hi.
Hi, Rob.
More browser tech issues.
Yeah, I had to restart the browser again.
Dang it. That's annoying. All right. Well, welcome back. The 3 of you were walking up to, for now, the industrial speeder that Squaws piloted to get you guys here. You had to go through like a crystal forest on the surface from the starport on Dodds, where your Exeter class freighter that you guys are currently calling the Hornet, although I think a color or something like a place or something like something more than Hornet, but for now Hornet. As you guys come up, wounded, hurt, a stim pack is used on Squaws to get him basically get him to a stabilized harm So we'll move you to 4 harm and currently stabilized for now. You guys are battered a bit, and as you are coming up, you see that your speeder, someone is pilfering with your speeder. You see that there are some more Achani up here. And, Viridian Hornet. That's a good one. There are more Achani up here, and one of them is up on your speeder and is like picking through the stuff. You see there's another speeder. It's like a dusky brown. The model class is similar to what Luke had on Tatooine. And Quake, you see that looking irritated at these Achani who are picking over your speeder is a clone trooper. He looks just like you, except he's got a cybernetic eye. And he's saying, "What are you? Bunch of womp rats? The job is done. Let's go." And one of the Achani who's like picking through, kind of like, I remember Yoda on Dagobah where he's like picking through Luke's stuff. He's like picking through your stuff. He goes, "What? No, it's ours. We can claim it if they're the kill for our fallen comrades. This is our stuff."
Excuse me. Actually, I believe it's our stuff.
Yeah, my stuff.
Nice.
Their stuff.
Nice. So the 2 Achani who are picking over your stuff look up. The one Achani was kind of standing there, female, and she was watching over this and not interrupting. She is the first that will draw a blaster carbine and try to shoot at you, while the clone, he is not entirely sure what to do at this point, whether he's going to abandon his friends and just go or not. But he also sees you, Quake, and is a little surprised. You know this clone. He goes by the name of Ferr, Ferr. You guys didn't serve during the Clone Wars together. Right. You didn't serve during the Clone Wars together, but you've seen each other. He's a mercenary, so he's not a straight-on bounty hunter. So when you guys last met, how was the relationship?
I think we were on different sides, but I also think we kind of avoided going up against each other, like going for different targets like that. And there was always this, should we talk to each other? And then stuff happened and it wasn't possible. So it's more like, I know you're kind of like me and we maybe should talk, but, well, yeah, maybe later or something like that.
Nice. Okay. That I have a good idea there for what we have. So he sees you. He seems like Sith spit. Cool. So you guys have said, hey, that's our stuff. The 2 Achani who were picking through your stuff are now scrambling to try to grab their weapons. The Achani female has her blaster carbine out, and she's not going to fire at you as much as she just like has it. She says, "How did you guys survive? You look rough."
We're a pretty tough guy. We're a pretty tough group.
Yeah,
So-
we blew up like half a planet.
Yeah, so maybe you back off, huh?
Can't do that. We've got a contract. You guys are supposed to be dead.
Well, the other guys who tried to ensure that we are dead now. I'm sure it's worth it.
She purses her lips. I think you're trying to manipulate her to let this go.
Can somebody help me, please?
I will help.
We need to develop a hard case move called manipulate through intimidation, roll plus tough instead of charm.
So can you
Oh, yeah.
roll help first?
Okay, so let's roll help, because no way that'll go poorly.
What?
11.
Look at all that help. That is some
Oh.
super help.
Wow. I'm feeling so helped. See how that goes. But I'm still on a 3, so no. No, it doesn't. It doesn't impress her very much.
She says, I can't. A contract's a contract. The Mercenary Guild of Coin. It's COYN, not COIN, but the Mercenary Guild of Coin. But I'll make sure you're buried. I'll bury all of
What can
you.
the contract be worth? You've already lost 4 lives. Come on,
well,
like, how much more are you gonna get from the contract? Like, because when you don't have a life, you can't buy anything.
that's
So,
true.
If you guys just walk away, you'll get to at least enjoy that part. Think of it as credits in reserve that you've gotten to keep what you've had until now.
Nice. And then and then the one that's like now scooted off of your speeder, he says, but it was a lump sum. We're making more credits. And then he's gonna
I'm watching all of this as it's happening to try and size them up and see who's the weak link, what I can.
Okay, cool. Read a bad situation.
Yeah.
That's a nice sounding rolling surface you're rolling on, by the way. Sounds like a felt table. I like it.
So it's 8 in the dice plus 2, so 10.
Okay. When you look around, read a bad situation. On a 10, you hold 3.
Okay. Let me just get the move up. Where is it? I should probably just open this in my tablet and be quicker.
Sorry. What browser are you using?
Chrome.
Chrome? My Chrome's okay.
Okay, so what's most vulnerable to me?
Oh, okay. So the two who are awkwardly getting off of the speeder right now, they are definitely the most vulnerable to you. You've kind of slipped your way around, and they are the ones who are paying the least amount of attention to you.
What's the best way out?
Ooh, what's the best way out? You're getting a read on this whole clone trooper to clone trooper thing, and it's dicey, but you think maybe there might be some kind of play you could make there. It probably cost you a lot, though.
What's the biggest threat?
Biggest threat's the female Ichani, who's got the drop on Quake right now. Cool.
I see the bonds of brotherhood are still strong among you. Then
Quake's looking at Fur and kind of unsure, uncertain. Like, do you think?
Fur just kind of sits back in his seat in the speeder. Like, I'm not flying away now. He's made his determination. Sorry, Quake. Just business, right?
It was always just business with every clone, but does this business mean that we have to kill each other? Or try to? Really? Because I don't want to do that.
I don't either. There's just a few of us left, but...
Yeah, we're doing the Empire's work for them if we kill each other. You know that.
I heard they have another Death Star.
Well, another Death Star. The first one got destroyed. What's another one going to do? blow up another planet, probably.
Hmm.
Oh, these guys are weird.
And Chani says, enough of that! Tell you what, you guys surrender, and we'll take you to our employer alive.
So we get to keep our weapons.
That's not much of a surrender, she says, as she has her blaster carbine kind of up. And then one of the other Achani, he like pulls a little thermal detonator out and clicks it. You hear it. What do you do?
I should shoot it. Just shoot him now and
Drop the blaster.
watch him.
Squash drops the blaster. Yeah, if you shoot him, I mean, he'll drop the thermal detonator, it will go off, and his buddy will probably get blown up too. It seems like a good play, Quake.
But I'm looking to Johanna. I'm leaving this to her.
Well, it seems that you have the stronger negotiating position. So take us to your leader, I suppose.
All right. So you guys are submitting, like you will disarm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome. So, yeah, Fur watches this as you guys start to drop your weapons. The Achani, he kind of clicks and turns off the thermal detonator, and he says, all right. And he looks over to the female Achani, and she says, that's quite enough. And she'll send the two of them to come around and start taking your weapons. As they start to disarm you, Quake, you see Fur, he seems a little uncomfortable with this. You can tell that he's really not happy about where this is going.
Yeah, I will give him my blaster rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm disarming, I'm looking at him and saying, who's your employer anyway? Or are we walking into a death sentence here?
Yeah, it's just the two of you. Kind of, he leans in and he says, yeah, this is not going to go well for you.
Afraid of that. Who is your employer anyway?
He licks his lips and he says, you ever heard of Pandit Morg?
Oh, that guy. Okay, no, this is not going to go well for me. Yeah, at that point, I will give him my kind of blaster rifle and my pistol. I guess I don't have any hidden weapons right now, but I will go over to Johanna after that and say, hey, we have to get out of here.
Hold on a sec. When you hand over the blaster and the blaster pistol, he slides back a little hold-out blaster pistol and he like slips it into your hand.
And then I hide it in my armor. Cool. Not at him.
Cool. The female Achani, she says, you may call me the captain, and you are my prisoners now. Per the Mercenary Guild of Coin, I will turn you over to our employer, and I will not allow harm to come to you because you surrender peacefully, gentle beings. And she tells one of her underlings to pilot the crap speeder, and Fur will pilot the other speeder, and you can have your quick conversation while she's working all that out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is not going to go well. I know the guy, the employer is Trandoshan. And you know how they are. It's the guy I'm trying to squaws and say, hey, you remember that guy from the Black Sun Syndicate? It's that one.
Oh, okay. Can I steal his speeder? He might not be happy to see us.
So
I think he's going to try and kill. He's going to kill us if he can.
are they putting restraints on us or something?
Yeah, they're going to put binders on you.
So the Imperial issue binders.
Of course, they're Imperial issue binders. Those are the most secure. The big white cuffs, that they put on Chewie. That's totally what they use for you.
I know what the default code for those is to.
Of course you do. You're an expert ex-Imperial Security Bureau agent. They don't know this. Cool. So, which of the three of you is on the speeder that Fair is piloting? Is that you, Quake?
I don't know. I think maybe I should go with the Achani female.
Okay.
Or, well, I don't know. Anybody else wants to go with her? Squaws, maybe?
I'll go. Yeah, sure. With her.
Cool. All right. So you guys are zipping along this sleek, nice, but older speeder, and then this kind of industrial crap speeder that you guys have that evidently you stole from Pandic Morg. It's sized for a Trandoshan. That's why all the buttons and everything are a little bigger, because they have those the giant claws and everything. And I think as you're going, the Achani female will be talking to you, Squaws. She says, "The Exeter ship, that's yours, right? It's under your name."
Yeah.
It's a good ship. It's a good ship, and she'll actually talk a little shop about freighters and ask about so are the sublight engines really subpar? I've always heard that the Exeters are a little twitchy, and they don't really, you can't really use plasma of a certain burn.
Yes. I've never really been one for ships. I more know computers and things like that.
Oh, so, she's like, oh, I thought, oh.
So under the whole rules of engagement and taking prisoners and everything, you said you wouldn't do us harm. Is there any chance you have a Bacta tank that I could because I'm already severely harmed, and I think ignoring that would be doing me more harm. So I think it's on you. You're imperative to make me feel better.
Ooh, I think you're trying to manipulate someone here. You might actually not suck at that. So roll plus charm.
I do not suck at that.
Hey, Quake, take notes. This is how it goes.
Yeah, then I roll a 3. Thanks, Rich. Oh, no, it's actually 12.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there we go. Everything's right with the galaxy. She says, very well. We don't have a Bacta tank on our ship. She's a gunship. So maybe we go on your ship till you get onto the Bacta tank.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. We got all kinds of stuff on our ship. Just don't touch my stuff.
I won't steal your stuff, she says, but she doesn't seem super happy about that. There are certain strictures of this Merc code that she has that she knows by heart but doesn't always love. So we do like a Lucas wipe with you guys arriving at the starport, and you see their gunship. Their gunship, do you guys ever see, the Fireflies, if I remember, the Firefly. Basically, imagine on Babylon 5, the little fighters that they had that basically have, it almost looks like a TIE fighter in a way. Imagine something that is made maybe 4 times bigger. So this thing has a total of 4 turbo lasers, and then a belly turret as well. It's a heavy thing. It is not made for high maneuverability, and the light speed engines aren't great, but this thing could be used for assault on a planet if need be, or on Star Fury. Thank you so much. But anyway, their little Star Fury class ship is there, parked right near your Exeter. But they're going to allow you to go into the Exeter to deal with a Bacta. Now, I'm curious, Johanna, do you actually have a Bacta tank?
That was not one of the things I picked when I
Okay.
made my haven. So, no.
All right. Sounds good. No problem. Good. So, as you guys disembark from the speeders, one of the male Achani, he says, "It's a good thing you nerf herders didn't try to fly out of here. We had plans. We had plans for you." And as you guys are heading into the extra, I imagine it's got like a gangway, right? One of the ways that one of the interesting bits of Dodds, the planet where you are, is that after the mining was set up here for all of these expensive crystals, they realized that it would be cheaper to send capsules up into orbit rather than constantly having ships coming down and going back up. So they have these large rail guns that fire the canisters up into orbit, and then ships will come and pick them up. And this Achani says, "We were going to shoot you guys down." He brags. But then you guys head on to the Exeter. So Johanna, you know that there's no back to tank here. And I assume, Squaz, you're also aware that in Johanna's setup and gear that there isn't actually a back to tank here either. What is your plan for when it's discovered that you've lied to the Achana, the captain, as she calls herself, the Achani Merc?
I forgot we sold it.
That's crazy.
Just slipped my mind. We don't get hurt that much, so we never needed it. So, but I guess there's always that one time.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, but we still can take care of him in there because he really looks pretty banged up. So
Fur will back you up. Just come on. It's not like we have much on our ship. Let's let them take care of this while we're here.
I'm trying to, now that we're on our ship, I think there's probably, we know our ship, we know what we've got on board. So I think there's probably something on there that we, I would know that would turn this situation around.
Okay.
I just can't think out of character what that would be. So.
Sure. Yeah, no, I get you. So is the plan that you guys want to turn the tables on them and try to attack them? Or is it that you want to try to find some way to shut them out of the ship and take off? If we can come up with a loose idea of a plan, then we'll figure out how we want to
subdue them. Somehow.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else have any idea they wanted to throw in there as we concoct what you guys are going to try to do to get out of this?
Don't know. Can we put some? Can one of us maybe rig some kind of door button to stun someone with an electrical impulse? Oh wait, I've seen these droid grenades. They're usually for droids, but they're putting out electrical impulses, and that would work on everything that has a nervous system, right? Because that's also only electrical impulses, really. So maybe we can use one of these.
We're also aboard our ship, so maybe, or gas, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Or maybe we can modify this and have an electrical impulse go through our ship, and while we stand on some, I don't know, mats, because we know where to stand, and they don't. They can just stand on those grills or something like that.
All right. This is wild. Let's say that maybe you're trying to... Are you trying to? So, if you guys wanted to try to figure out a way to utilize technology to help you out, you could bar a place or portal to a specific person or type of creature. You could do something that's beyond normal humanoid limitations. Those are a couple things you can do with use technology. Otherwise, it looks like your plan is going to end up being an act under pressure to try to pull off a trap. And if you have a mixed success, then the gig is up and a few of them are going to be firing on you. And this is going to get pretty nasty.
How about we get all of them in a room with Quake, and then we lock them all in and let Quake beat them all up?
Fine. I don't know. That one guy is not as strong as me. Squaws. And the other two, they have blasters.
I like the shock idea where, you know, like we know where to stand and they don't.
Okay,
cool.
I can probably rig something to shock.
All right. Then if you want to rig to shock something, let's have you act under pressure to pull that off.
Okay, so it's acting under pressure.
Yeah. Is anybody helping here? I imagine.
Sure.
Yes. Cool.
Sure. I mean, I can distract them a little.
All right.
Let me help you, dear friend. Oh, wow. 14.
Wow. That is super helpful.
Yeah. And it's so helpful to my 3.
They are very distracted.
So right. Okay. We're gonna let it ride. No luck.
No, I'm gonna use a luck on this.
Okay, guys. I had an idea. I just want to check in. All right.
I think that's worth a luck.
Nice. Sweet. So you spend a luck, and with that, you guys pull it off. And you are able to. Sorry, I was just glancing because you have a luck move, so that has been used, and that means that an old friend will show up, and that's going to be fun. You rig up this particular thing. Maybe you have them in the expert's haven, which would be like a section of the ship. I imagine it's your workshop, right, Johanna? Bring them in there. You guys step on a couple of pads and then electrocute or electrify everything else. And so Fur and the captain and her 2 subordinates all get zapped, and you effectively stun gun the lot of them, and they drop to the deck. And you have defeated this little Achani Merc group and their clone trooper buddy. What do you do?
Well, we are bounty hunters, so I assume we have like a brig or something to keep our bounties in.
Absolutely, you have a brig.
The ones we keep alive.
Cool. Quickly running through the system. If you want to, I assume you guys would check to see if there are bounties on these guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One of the 2 male Achani mercs does have bounties on him for skipping out on debts owed.
Dead or alive?
It's alive because they want the money. The Achani female who calls herself the captain, you have her read out. She has a number of names, but her files are sealed by the ISB, actually. And the other Achani male, he has no bounties on him whatsoever. The clone trooper has quite a few bounties on him, dead or alive. He is wanted for basically performing mercenary activities without an authorized contract because he's just recently joined the guild. But
that's probably the same kind of contracts that are out on me anyway.
Yeah, not that you guys.
I would ask you that we not collect those bounties.
Yeah, you see me think about it, but yeah, I glance over and like, okay.
I would put Fur in a different cell than the Ajanis.
Okay.
I mean, we probably have more than one.
Should we separate the female captain from the other troopers? Maybe they'll like be more demoralized that way or something. Since they,
let's say you have 4 cells,
right?
I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, totally separate the female from the others.
Nice. Break the Ajani. Sounds good. Good. So you have captured the clone and the Achanis. You split them up. So you have 3 different cells, 2 male Achani. I'll give you names in just a minute. Female Achani, and then our clone trooper. You secured them. You have their access to their gunship if you actually want to steal it, but there's a whole thing along those lines. They are authorized and fully paid up members of the Mercenary Guild coin. So killing them means that you'll have contracts put out on you, either by the Mercenary Guild or they may offload it to the Assassin's Guild.
Well, not for killing them anyway, but we're here to find that girl, right? That's our mission. So maybe they know something about her.
Okay.
Maybe Squalls, I think you're better at talking to people than I am.
Sure. Yeah. So now that we have them in cages, I'll talk to the Achani female and say, now the tables have turned. Who hired you?
Nice. She'll say, I'm under contract and I can't release that. I have an NDA. You understand.
I understand that, but at the same time, remember what we talked about, credits in reserve? You want to spend those credits at some point, right? We can make money from you, and then you'll never get to see your credits again. Doesn't have to be that way, though.
All right, now let's see if you can manipulate some information on that.
Seven, 8, 9.
9. Okay. On a manipulation of 7 to 9, they'll do, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. She says, talk a lot about credits. I haven't seen any.
I will show her like a credit stick. Like, I don't think they have like actual coin or anything, so I don't remember the money from Star Wars.
Credits. Yeah, just creds. Cred stick works. And that's mine?
No, it's mine currently.
I give you a name and it's mine?
Yes.
On my ship. She gives you the access codes to enter the ship. There's a data pad. Has the contract. If you happen to read it, if you happen to know who signed off on it, well, I didn't tell you anything.
So then I guess I'll just accidentally drop this here. And I like reach over and drop it where she can reach it.
Nice. And she nods approvingly. She seems pretty happy with this. I think, Quake, when Fur wakes up, are you there to talk to him, or do you just hear when he calls for you?
No, I'm guess I'm watching him. I have a coffee, I guess, or something. Whatever they have in Star Wars. Is there Star Wars coffee?
Clava is a term that I've used before. So
Okay, so something like that. And I will slide it over to him and say, "Well, it's our turn now, I guess." Sorry.
yeah. I really didn't like that Merc Guild.
Yeah. Well, I worked with them a few times some time ago. Sometimes had to stick up their ass, but
Pays crap. Listen,
that's true.
You let me out of here, right? I helped you out. Do you help me out?
Yeah, eventually. Look, I can't have you go to your employer and tell what happened. You know. I'm not going to collect a bounty on you anyway.
Okay, good. You know, they won't pay up, right? The people that put the bounty on me are good.
Yeah, I go and collect the bounty on you. They'll just arrest me anyway.
Right. So I guess we have an understanding then.
Yeah. When you took the contract and were you with your employer? Did you see anything there?
No, they hired me after the fact.
Oh,
It's a Trandoshan. I heard them talking about lizard breath. That was funny to them. And one, Zach, the male Achani, don't trust him. He's calls himself One Shot. He's not a nice guy. Punk. Real punk, you know.
Okay. Thanks for the heads up. Guess we'll just keep them there until we've found what we're looking for anyway.
Okay.
Have they given you a reason why they wanted you to kill us, or probably not, right?
Some kind of trade for Asian poodoo. Who really cares, right?
I care a bit because that's something that's the reason why we're here. Actually, we're looking for some leverage somebody has on a guy, and we try to take the leverage back.
To leverage a person?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
I mean, you fight a body, you kill a body. That's one thing, but you don't take away their freedom.
Yeah. No, that's not what we fought in the Clone Wars for anyway.
Till the end. Till the order.
Oh, well. That was a bad business.
It was all a lie. I mean, everything we thought we were doing right was all a lie.
Don't know. You know, they designed us to be a trap, I guess, but the reasons why we are fighting for the Jedi, I don't think those were lies. I think the Republic had something right.
Maybe. Doesn't matter now.
Well, I hope those rebels will blow up the second Death Star.
Not much of anything we can do about it here.
No.
He heads back and sits down in his little thing and kind of stares into his clava, his cup of clava. He doesn't really have much else to say.
Yeah, neither do I. I'll go and stare into my cup of clava as well for a bit.
Cool. So Squaws, you head over to the gunship. I think that the gunship's name is the Merry Bride. Merry, the Merry Bride, and she is outfitted quite well and really good shape, clean as a whistle. You find the data pad, and when you unlock it, sure enough, Pandit Morg is the person who signed the information, but perhaps you could find out more.
I want to see if Pandit Morg has any contact or connection to the person that we were supposed to find here.
Oh, the person you're supposed to find here is the daughter of Freely, and her name is Carta Freely.
Carter Freely.
Yeah, I'll stick her in the NPCs. I meant to do that earlier, and I got caught up in another thing. So, Karna, not Carta, Karna Freely, and yes, it totally used to be a honeymoon ship. You have my vibe. Why don't you investigate a mystery here? There are a few questions that could possibly help.
All right. What is that? Plus sharp.
It is.
Okay, I got a +1 on that. Does not help with a 5 though, so a 6 total. So if anybody can help me, I have an Imperial officer information guy. He should, or person. She should be able to help me.
So just maybe suggesting try this algorithm. That sort of backseat hacking sort of thing.
Nice. Cool. Let's go ahead and have you roll the roll plus cool to see if you can give that boost and a little +1. Is that a miss? It's a 1. Awesome. So go ahead and ask a question anyway. Be prepared for the worst.
Okay. I guess. What is being concealed here?
Awesome. So what is being concealed here at this gunship is that the gunship's owned by someone by the name of Kulaba. It's an old partner of yours.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, the Achani Merc Guild is actually working for Kulaba, who's in cahoots with Pandit Morg. Seems like after the time that you betrayed him, he's joined the Black Sun's criminal organization. And this is his ship.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, so, Johanna, I have some, it seems like all kinds of bad things are coming around. So, there's this guy, Kulaba, that I kind of left him to hang out and get grabbed by some security when I got away one time. And now he's working with Pandit Marag. So, that's at least 2 people that really aren't happy with us. So, sorry?
And one of them has an Imperial seal on their file. It's kind of concerning as well. Well, no job ever goes smoothly.
Nothing goes smooth.
We just have to deal with the complications.
But good news, he's already mad at me. So if we need to, I can take anything from his ship, and it's not like it's going to get any worse.
Sounds fair.
I love that logic. That's delightful. Don't forget to mark the XP for your abysmal failure, because it might come in handy for having moves to save your bacon later. Good. So, yeah. It looks like Pandit Morg hired these guys along with your good friend Kulaba, and they did not put any information about where they might be. But there is a note in the file, or part of the thing is that the captain, as she called herself, who's actually KT Mishkal, Mishkal was supposed to communicate with them once your deaths were confirmed. And that hasn't happened. So,
Johanna, you want to see if you could do the call? We're supposed to call and let them know when we're dead. So if you tell them we're dead, then we're one step ahead.
Would I be able to fake that call? Do I think?
Huh?
I have an idea.
Ooh.
Because we can say that the captain maybe took a hit and can talk, but Fer could. And I mean, he has the same voice as I do.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to pretend to be Fer. That is...
I mean, we have the same voice. We have the same accent. We are clones.
A little bit of makeup, maybe, to do the cybernetic eye. But yeah, I think you could probably pull it off. That is amazing, and I adore it. Cool. So let's, with our remaining time, let's fast forward to you looking a bit like Fer. Are you on the gunship when you initiate the holo communication?
I'll ask the others to help me with the makeup stuff because I don't usually use that. And yeah, gunship sounds right. Sounds right.
I have this idea that, like, as part of the ISB, maybe Johanna has a shockingly good grasp of impersonating others.
Yeah, disguise kits and stuff, that sort of thing.
Nice.
All right.
Oddly enough, Jawas are not well known for their makeup skills, so
they just put a hood on it. That's their answer to everything. Put a hood on it.
So roll for the pop out. So that's a 6. It uses cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 5.
Ooh.
Your help is terrible.
Yeah,
Nice.
maybe we all forgot to shave off the beard.
Okay.
And I wouldn't volunteer.
I have never seen this many fails. It is hilarious, friends.
Is it?
So you set up the holo communication. You see the blue hologram of none other than Pandit Morg, who is standing there with Kulaba. I didn't ask this and should have, but Kulaba, what species is Kulaba?
I was thinking Twi'lek.
Oh, nice. I like that. Male or female?
50-50. Female.
Okay. Cool. The two of them are there. She's reclined a little bit. Pandit stands up for this, so you can see just kind of the hover of her on some kind of divan, and he's there. He's holding his force pike that he carries around, and you initiate the communication, and he looks clone. Give your report. Oh, Sabine, you're muted.
Okay, so I'm looking at him and say, Captain is hurt, but the targets are dead.
He peers at you for a moment, and you feel something you haven't felt since the time of the Clone Wars, when a Jedi could kind of reach through. There's a time you lied to a Jedi, you gave them a half-truth maybe, and Jedi was able to search your feelings and You feel that again. It's been a long decades. Maybe you felt it with the Jedi in your Impulse during the Impulse Drive miniseries. Maybe you felt that then, but you haven't felt it since then for sure. And he says, "Why are you lying, CG5713?"
I disconnect. At that point, I'm just like, and I look at the two of you and says, he's got the Force. He read it.
Is that? Have I heard of that being possible with clones at all? Like, I don't know if that's...
You're an expert. How much have you studied clones? I mean, I don't think they necessarily hid that they were the shock troopers for the Jedi during the Clone Wars.
Yeah, so I'll roll Dark Past.
Nice! This might be the last move of the game session.
Okay, so that's 8.
Cool. On a 7 to 9, you get to ask one question.
What hidden lore or tech do I know that could help here?
Ooh, okay. You know of an Imperial tracker because this was established on a secured channel, but the Empire has their own. Like, there's nothing fully secure. So if you could go to an Imperial listening station, you can track back this communication you just had all the way back to the source of wherever Pandit Morg and Kulaba are broadcasting from.
Okay.
But it's an Imperial listening station, and you're a former ISB agent. That could be trouble.
Yeah, okay. So I have an idea. And I'd like that to be the last line.
Cool. All right. So if you guys are good, we'll just go ahead and bring the game session to a close here. And let me just double check because I saw mentioned that someone is only in on 2 of the sessions. So
Yeah, that's me.
But are you available for those?
I'm not, no.
Okay. Cool. No worries. Good. So, yeah, we will bring this session to a close. There is an end of session move. At the end of each session, the keeper will ask the following questions. Did you conclude the current mystery or hunt? Did you save someone from certain death or worse?
Do ourselves count? So
yeah, you saved squads from death. Yeah. Okay. Didn't save that one Achani, but you could have killed the Achani mercs. Anyway, yes for saving squads. Did you learn something new and important about the universe?
Yeah, we have lots of enemies.
That Trandoshan can use the Force. That's new.
Yes, it is. Did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
A little bit. Did we get enough of Quake and Fur kind of, there's something more there, like there's some kind of like honor among clones?
I'll check in with Sabine. What do you think? Do you think so?
Yeah, I think for the other two, that's probably new because clones are really rare.
Okay. So we will say yes. So with 1 or 2 yes answers, saving someone from death and learning about Hunter and learning about the world. So 1 or 2 is one experience. With 3 or 4, you got 3. You get to mark 2 XP. So everybody gets 2 XP. I'm pretty sure that definitely pushes squads over because you're right at the edge, and it pushes Johanna and Quake right to the edge of getting. Oh, I was reading harm. Her. Squads, you're down to 4 harm, by the way. Yeah, you're stabilized at 4.
Oh, yeah. I get an advance.
Okay, awesome. Good. So with all of that brought to a close, you guys now have 2 ships. Yay! Prisoners, one of which has a bounty, 2 of which have a bounty technically, and you may be able to find out where Pandit and Kulaba are. Hopefully.
Cool.
So if you guys don't mind, for the last 10 minutes here, I would love to go through my traditional roses and thorns. Especially focus on any feedback around the hack of Monster of the Week to Bounty of the Week, things that felt like they might have been missing, things you wanted to be able to do but you couldn't necessarily put it into a move. Those are interesting to me. I felt the lack of a few like missing pieces for a move or things that I wanted to that we just defaulted to act under pressure. I feel like act under pressure to me, the act under fire move is a thing that is there as a patchwork for moves that don't exist. So I definitely want to put a thinking cap towards that. So keep your head towards that. We will start with thorns. John, you get to be the first to present thorns. Okay, fine, Rob. Go ahead. Step away if you need to, man.
Okay. For thorns, I don't know. I would like to have less crappy rolls. No.
You and me both. Like, how are these guys heroes? Like, oh, they suck. I'm joking.
Yeah, I really don't know. Like, I don't really have any thorns. You know, there's some like first session awkwardness, but you know, I figure that will clear up. You know, session 2 and 3, just kind of getting used to it. No real specific thorns.
Okay.
Nothing stood out like that. Like the only issue I had was that I didn't get to speak up before the guys attacked, and that was entirely on me. So just jump in.
Yeah, I threw you that thing, and then I moved on. I probably should have like paused or said, "What do you do?" I think is the thing I could have done rather, because it's like I handed you an opportunity, then snatched it away from you. So I think it's like you didn't do anything, but I also didn't really even pause that much to give you an opportunity. So that was I will take that. Thank you very much, John. Sabine, what thorns did you have?
Well, thorns. I really liked the session. Just to start off with, I think I would have liked it maybe if we had to do more legwork, more investigate and mystery stuff, because this was very much an action thing, and I think that's why we had to roll so much for act under pressure, because this was more an action thing than an investigation thing. But that, of course, is very much Star Wars, because Star Wars isn't too much on the investigation. It's mostly on, somebody is pew, 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 and then you run and then you shoot back and stuff. So that's maybe the subject matter more than the system. Also,
that's really good feedback.
My self-thorn is that I maybe shouldn't jump up and try to go into conversations, because my character isn't good at that.
I just loved it. I do like the moment when Squaz said, no, let me talk to the NPC. And you're like, oh, you're pretty good at this. That was cute. Awesome. Thank you, Sabine. That is really good feedback. And I will shape things for more legwork, because I think it can be done. I think it'd be fun to do it that way. So thank you. Rob, what thorns did you have from today's session?
Not really many. I did notice a couple of times, like you were giving us stuff without us having to roll for it, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But I've been called on it as a GM in the past, so it stuck out to me.
Yep, understood. That's fair.
Self-thorn could have had my character maybe try and speak up a bit more, and use their knowledge a bit more. But yeah, like for example,
we gotta find some ways.
I should have told people about the crystals.
Fair enough. Okay, that's good. Thank you for those thorns. I appreciate it. So we'll circle back around to John for roses.
Hey, for roses, I always am impressed with so many people of the guild of the gauntlet on how strong of characters they make. And I don't know if that's like just a benefit of PBTA games or, they're always great role players, but like Quake and Johanna are already very interesting characters. I want, I Quake especially, I definitely want to see more of the Clone Wars interaction. Rich, I really appreciate that you use the Star Wars expletives just as a little thing, just to kind of like, just for mood and everything. Yeah, I look forward to seeing where we go from here.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Sabine, what roses did you... we've already thorned. Roses, what roses did you have?
Roses for the other players. Their characters are both so interesting. I really love... I hope we will find out about Johanna's past as an ISB agent eventually, because I would love to see that reveal. And I love Squaws. They're so great, so optimistic and happy. I love that. I really want to have them talk at people all the time. And Rich, I don't say this enough, I guess, but when you run Star Wars, it always feels like it is Star Wars. And I've been in lots of these, but it's always kind of recognizable, even when we did the Hutt Cartel thing. Yay. And this time it's clearly Star Wars.
Good. Thank you so much. Rob, bring us home. What roses would you like to hand out?
So roses for Sabine, and I liked the conversation between Quake and what's it, Fuzz?
Fur.
Just talking about like how there's so few of them left, and it seems like a waste to kill each other. There's just a bit of an emotion there that was really good. Also, coming up with great ideas like the electrocuted flooring and stuff. That was a great idea. John, just being a charmer, being the charmer of the group and tricking the bad guys into coming back to our ship to help heal you. I'm not sure I was entirely tricking them because you did need it, but it worked out in their favor. So yeah. And Rich, you've got a really good feel for the Star Wars universe. I feel like so you're really good at making us feel like we're in that setting with this, with the expletives and just your understanding of all of the different setting details to mention.
Good. I've really enjoyed, Rob, your like occasional notes and like I feel like your Star Wars kin is really, really strong, and I appreciate you not actually me, but like helping out. That was nice. Sabine, I was so excited to see you able to rejoin, and when you agreed that Quake should come back, that also made me super excited. John, your Jawas, you've got this like. That is the most lovable Jawa. I really want to see Squaws do more stuff. So I cannot wait until next week. But unfortunately, I need to go. So we will close this off. Thank you all so much for playing, and we will see you in a week. Have a good
or in 5 minutes.
Or
Bye-bye.
Bye.